Welcome to the 19th Royalty Convention South Africa 2021. You are about to witness our virtual concert where you can win awesome prizes and have incredible fun with us. All you have to do is comment in the chat box, pay attention, and most importantly, make this a memorable experience. From all of us at New Image International, we welcome you to the 19th Royalty South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Introducing the man all the way from New Zealand. Make some noise and blow up the chat for the incredible Regional Director Africa, Mr. Chris Perry.
Wow, what a fantastic Royalty Convention opening. Greetings to all our loyal South African members on this auspicious occasion of our 19th birthday Royalty Convention. Also a very special welcome to our guests joining us today. I trust you will enjoy this very first experience of New Image. We all have a responsibility to share the incredible properties of nature's gift of life, colostrum. More than ever before is the need to share our wellness message and to encourage those you care about. Together, we can not only survive but also enjoy prosperity and a fabulous lifestyle. There are many affected by the financial and lifestyle setbacks caused by the pandemic. This Royalty Conference is a platform to inspire all our new members and to reward those who commit to building a sustainable business. To open this prestigious conference, the 19th Royalty South African Convention, I would like you to sit back and watch a personal message from our chairman and founder, Mr. Graham Clegg from New Zealand. Let the program continue. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Congratulations are obviously in order. So firstly, I'd like to extend my personal greetings to all my South African friends on this very auspicious celebration of your 19th Royalty Convention. Also, a very special welcome to our guests joining us today. I trust you will enjoy this first experience of a New Image showcase of success. I'm somewhat distraught that I can't be with you and also feel for the many members that would want to participate but can't be due to restrictions. I do miss regularly visiting your country and catching up with my many friends. Well, life sure can be unpredictable. As we commenced 2021, we all had high hopes that the devastating impact COVID-19 had on you all would soon be behind us. Unfortunately, we continue to read with sadness that in South Africa, you are still having to adapt to the challenges this virus has created. It must be concerning for you that daily infection rates are rising once again, virtually impacting every family, with infections in excess of 2 million and deaths approaching 65,000. This reaffirms even more the importance of personal intervention to maintain a strong and robust immune system to defend against all pathogens. we have a responsibility to share the incredible protection properties of nature's gift of life, colostrum. So this is now more a humanitarian issue than a commercial one. You see, you all have the power to make a difference to people's future. So more than ever before, there is a need to share our wellness message and to encourage those you care about to take charge of their lives, their bodies, their health. So together we can not only survive, but we can also enjoy prosperity as we use our existing resources to minimise the inevitable financial and lifestyle carnage that is likely because of the epidemic. So what is happening in your country affects us all. And whilst COVID-19 prevents me from attending your much celebrated royalty, I can and I will continue to reach out to you digitally. So it's with much pleasure that I connect with you all today to celebrate your Royalty Convention and achievements over the past 4 months. Your Royalty theme for 2021 is Power Up, and I encourage you all to reach out beyond any barriers and to share our colostrum story. The opportunity for financial security is so powerful right now. You cannot let anything get in the way. Power up, double up, and success will be yours. New Image is now a successful global movement, currently recognised with a direct selling industry ranking of number 32 in the top global 100 companies. This is an incredible achievement for a privately owned company based in New Zealand. And it's a great endorsement that our products, backed by science, are not only in demand, but they deliver on the promise and they benefit many people's lives. So internationally, we are seeing countries setting sales records almost every month, driven by scientifically validated products and extra income opportunities. We've just concluded our financial year end, being the 30th of June, with the second highest sales achievement in our history. South Africa rose to the occasion with a 10% sales increase over May. However, there is still much, much more to be done. We've never achieved growth like this internationally that we're currently experiencing in our 38 years of business. However, as members share our colostrum story, I know we will continue to break records, exceed expectations, and celebrate new accomplishments. Recently, top leaders in South Africa would have received a network dashboard audit, identifying all aspects of their network management in an effort to help justify and identify where to focus and how to maximise income returns. So remember, it's not the compensation plan that determines income, it's the product volume. The compensation plan only allocates the payments to those that contributed to the product movement. So product movement is conditional on the training and the competence of those in the downline. The audit quantified that most networkers in South Africa are only earning 20% of their potential network's commission because of poor retention, low active percentage of network activity, concerningly low supervisors percentages graduating to managers, and again low manager percentages upgrading to executives. These further compromise royalty qualifier numbers and growth as is currently being experienced. So these issues seriously affect efficient structures and incomes. So it's not a question of more effort, but a question of responsible management and competence training to develop an efficient network that leads to perfect duplication. Everyone involved in your team must be assisted to achieve their potential, and also their financial expectations before the leader enjoys maximum income benefits. Success in all walks of life requires reinvesting back. Isn't it exciting that we are really the first direct selling company in the world to develop such sophisticated software programming to intimately identify every aspect of network performance? So every leader knows exactly where to focus and how to enjoy maximum compensation for their efforts. I repeat, without any increase in recruiting and just addressing the inefficiencies I have identified, and by the audit dashboard analysis, incomes could treble. So our success and yours will always be due to the ability to create leadership and the associated stability and growth structure that is built. So this is the most motivating news that I can share with you today. A dramatic pay rise is in your hands and can start from today. In addition, my chairman's once-in-a-lifetime leadership cash bonus qualification has commenced. There's never been, and unlikely will ever be again, such a generous cash incentive to develop leaders in your network and to climb the executive career path in addition to the compensation plan payout. Of course there are conditions attached, intended to create value to be shared by all concerned. The bonus is designated for 12 times achievement of Ruby status is 250,000 Rand. For Emerald status, 500,000 Rand. And for Diamond status, 1 million Rand. To most people, that would take your breath away. The cash bonus will be available to qualifiers that have registered their intent at the time of the planned company listing on the Australian Stock Exchange. You will have the option to convert the cash bonus to shares and to enjoy a substantial dividend and capital gain. Who knows, it could be a 10 times or a 20 times multiple. In addition, I've established a trust fund that will allow a rising star to force their way into contention through super achievement over the next few months. No established leader can afford to be complacent and to sit back, as the qualification is performance-based and also on the value contributed to the South African company. So you're now entering a new 20th royalty period. So let's make sure your incomes and our market penetration leads to exponential growth. Whilst many businesses and industries have struggled due to the pandemic restrictions, you can take advantage through our viral protection colostrum-based products to progress the South African business and also your incomes. We have the most effective immunoglobulin reinforcement on the market. It's Immufort with 40% IgG. The defence protection is immediately available from our warehouse. Only one tablet taken each day maximises your defence and minimises the risk of you and also people you care about from becoming another South African statistic. So don't play Russian roulette, leaving your future to chance. I also want to take this occasion when we're all connected to share some very important advice. It's not criticism, as I admire you all for the great decision to get involved with New Image. I simply want to see you maximise your efforts. You see, the royalty philosophy acts as a business and network health check. By focusing on new business, it emphasises the essential requirement of growth. You see, if a business or a network isn't growing, it will be dying. So developing leadership is essential for stability, for growth, and for progress. So for the first royalty month, you should always focus on recruitment and training of new members, so their business volume counts for the full 4 months royalty, with a further percentage of the royalty volume extending for another 4 months if those new members continue to purchase. That's right, you can collect royalty volume, what you do now, all the way through to February 2022. So it's important to lock in right now and capitalise on this by ensuring these new people achieve their personal potential and their dream. Many of your team will be there with you or on this call. So their first 90 days with New Image should be one of excitement, of support, coaching, and feeling part of our New Image family. Because only then are they likely to commit and receive the benefits from our products. So the royalty ceremony is virtually a graduation platform to inspire new qualifiers through the visualization and connect to all attendees through the emotional impact. A powerful legacy from a successful event can motivate and fuel performance right through to the next ceremony in 120 days. So let's be clear with this. A royalty without lots of new achievers is virtually like a desert with little life. 50% of new achievers will be like a rainforest with abundant life and a future. You see, this is where you see the chain reaction of the New Image algorithm. A competently trained network duplicates retention, leading to high activity, giving an automatic career achievement of a high percentage, of supervisors becoming managers, and a high percentages of managers becoming executives. Again, it's a chain reaction. And if you don't have it, it lacks the incremental growth that is the current weakness impacting the South African business today. So with all this understood, let's confirm again what the requisites of a great network marketing leader are. Firstly, find good people, train them, help them duplicate, learn how to become a good coach, inspire them by leading by example, recognise their success, because commissions are paid for simply doing this. So why is it so hard then? You see, the cost of neglecting people is fatal. The good news is we can change all this tomorrow and enjoy almost immediate prosperity. You see, to continue in the ways of the past will simply lead to despair, regret, and also remorse. So becoming a manager is their first step towards building a strong, sustainable New Image organisation. How and when they get there depends on you and your professional mentoring and your coaching. So everybody, believe in yourself, believe in the company, believe in the products. Be optimistic and seize this opportunity for a financially free future. You may never get another one, because vision and belief are and always will be key leadership attributes. So to all our New Image achievers, I congratulate you on your accomplishments, and I invite you to continue with us, driving this great movement right throughout Africa. Like you, as a company, we too set goals and we strive for success. And when we achieve success, we set higher goals, always reaching for the stars. Remember, the sky's the limit. So share this exciting journey with us, as we are unstoppable. We may encounter some challenges along the way, but we must never lose sight of the end goal, and that is to make a material difference in many people's lives. So stay safe, take care, expand the movement, and follow your dream. So let the program continue.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Mr. Graham Clegg. That was a fantastic video by our founder and chairman of New Image International, all the way in Auckland, New Zealand. Thanks very much. As you can see, that's come up. My name, Riaz Sheikh, the Regional Finance and Administration Manager for New Image South Africa. Next up from on our testimonies, we have Nirmala and Hansraj Duki, or Niri and Hansi as we know them. we will let them take it away.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hansi Duki. I'm an Emerald executive in this business. We joined this business about 3 years ago, not for the business side, but for health side. My wife, Neri, joined the business initially, but 3 months later, I got into the business. And I'll just tell you basically my story. I suffer from gout for over 20 years. I started using the products 3 months later, and I didn't see any change. But after 6 months being on the product, then I saw quite a bit of change. Because every 2 months I used to have a gout attack. Without fail, I should be at the doctor's 7 to 10 days out of action and a whole lot of medication. I was 7 years on chronic medication, and that didn't change my life. After being on this product, first 6 months was great because I saw a big change. My second gout attack came 9 months later, and wow, that made a bit of a difference in my life. And it's now gone 18 months since I've taken any medication on gout. Has it cured my gout? No. But I can tell you one thing, I've changed my lifestyle. I'm now eating food that I haven't eaten over 10 years ago. That was one of the main things in my life. It changed my life. Secondly, then came the business aspect. When we saw the business growing, we just started talking to people and it started earning some money. And then I looked at it from a different aspect, because one thing the compensation plan caught my attention was I didn't have a pension plan and we didn't have a retirement plan. So I said, if this thing can work, I can do a bit of work here, and if we can get a retirement and a steady income, wow, that will be great. And that's all that happened. Within 6 months, we started earning some money, and it just grew into a business. And now Neri will give you her story from here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Neri Duki. As my husband said, we are Emerald executives in the business. I was initially introduced to the Alpha Lipid Lifeline by a dear friend because she knew I had major health issues. I'm an ex-educator. I have been medically boarded over 20 years ago. I have 5 prolapsed discs in my spine, fibromyalgia and sciatica. I had been on several medications with a lot of side effects. My medication actually made me more sick than my illness itself. I gave up all the medication and I was living in pain until I came across New Image. I tried the Alpha Lipid Lifeline just because it was a 100% natural product. The first thing I noticed that my energy levels were high, and then when I started taking the Colostem, I found that my inflammation was coming down and the pain reduced. This brought a lot of relief to me. I was excited about the product. I shared my story with just a few dear friends and families. I put them on the products, and suddenly I found that the incomes are coming in. And I was excited about that because I was looking for something, another opportunity to top up my income. When I was medically boarded, my salary reduced to a third. We still had commitments. We had a bond to pay. We had our cars to pay. We had our children to educate. And I was looking for something, a second stream of income. So I said, by just sharing the story, I can earn 2,000 Rand in my first month. With a little bit of more effort, I think I can supplement my income. And this is how we grew our business. New Image is not a selling business, it's a telling business. You take the product, you be a product of the product, and you share your story. That's how simple this business is. So in 4 months' time, we were, in 6 months' time, we became rubies in the business. In a year's time, we are emerald. And I start earning more than my teacher's salary. And I was excited about this. So this is a network marketing business. And it's a people's business. So you work with people. If you help more people get successful, you get more successful. This is what the business is about. Robert Kiyosaki said, during recession, network marketing thrive. And I think we all are aware, the present pandemic has set many people aback. The most successful people have lost their jobs. The most successful companies have closed down. And lots of people do not have a plan B. If you lose your job today, ask yourself, do you have something that you can fall back to? So here's an opportunity where we can just share our story, especially now. We need to boost our immunity, and New Image have excellent immune boosting products. So we just have to share the products, and you find that you'll be rewarded for this. And we find that we get lots of support over here. You are not alone in this business. This business is not a quick rich scheme, right? It's a 2 to 3 years plan, and if you all you need here to be persistent, and you have worked the business with conviction. Patience and persistence will take you a long way, and you can have a successful business. You don't have no overheads here. You don't have a boss. You can work this business in your own time. So I must take this opportunity of thanking New Image, our founder Graham Clegg, and Chris Perry for all the help and support you give us in South Africa, and all the support that we receive from throughout the world. We have a fantastic team here with all our marketing managers, and I have a fantastic downline as well, and we have a good team. Thank you very much, New Image.
Fantastic testimonial from our Emerald members, Neri and Hansi. Next up, we've got the recognition of our supervisors that have qualified as supervisors in this royalty period.
Ladies and gentlemen, our supervisors for the 19th South Africa Royalty Convention. Those were your incredible supervisors for the 19th South African Royalty Convention.
As you can see, we've had the supervisor ranks coming up on your screen there. Now we move on to the managers that qualified in this last royalty period.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 19th South Africa Royalty Convention managers are Rocky Somba, Nelisha Naidu, Fatima Kasim, Irene Palani, Indrani Rani Goodwin, Shaira Bibi Khan, Rakesh Maharaj, Dr. Nicholas Goosen, Hashmira Naidu, Sumashni and Siva Chetty, Hazel Mahadio, Selina Daudat, Vanilla Munsami, Pinky Modi, Roshni Gowri and Evelyn Mudley. Your 19th South Africa Royalty Convention Managers 2021.
Well, don't forget our incentive trip to Kruger Park, Kruger International Park in sunny South Africa. We've got an incentive trip planned for the 3rd to the 5th of September this year, and we have many that have qualified and are about to qualify as well. The names will come up. There we go. We've got the qualifiers for the Kruger Park incentive trip: Suvera Duki, Lali Naidu, Karasi Pillay Griffin, Rajendra or Lawrence Naidu, Vani Inderjeet, Prema Naidu. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We had the names of those that are fully qualified for the Kruger Park incentive trip. Now we have those names that are coming up on your screen of those people that are about to qualify and are almost there. Pinky Moti Duga Prasad, Dr. Treslin Subadu, Babs Naika, Beatrice Kalima Dutton, Michael Skuman, Nazira Mullah, Carol Malishaba, Zandile Sidat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our next part of our program. And to take us through that, I'd like to introduce you to our fantastic and charismatic Network Development Manager for South Africa, Mr. Vinesh Nair.
Thank you so much, Riaz, for all that valuable information there, and congratulations to all those supervisors and managers. Well done to you. My name is Vinesh. I'm the Network Development Manager. We're going to be taking you through the next award, which is the Top Sponsor Award. These are awards given to members who bring in the most amount of new people for this royalty period. The first award goes to Lakshmi Naidu. Congratulations. Next one is Maria Savannah. After that, we have Martha M. and Rootman, and we've got Fatima Kasim. So well done to all of you, and congratulations. Next up, we have our very own Dr. Anthony, who's been part of the business for a while now. Thank you, Doctor, for all your support to the business. He'll be coming up to talk to you a little bit more about our products and how they can actually help you. He's qualified as a matter physician and a clinical nutritionist.
Well, everybody, welcome to our presentation today on stem cells. We're hopefully going to share some really nice current and interesting information on stem cells. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Anthony Hoffer, and I've prepared some information for you that hopefully will give you more general info about what stem cells are and how they work in the body. And of course, we will get to the very interesting and revolutionary product called Colostem. And we'll tie up all this information together, and you'll be able to be more informed about how we get such an amazing product to generate more stem cells. So today's agenda, we will be talking about, today is this month actually is the month of July. And I didn't even know that the month of July was the Cord Blood Awareness Month, umbilical cord. So quite amazing to know that every July in the year, awareness is created around the world on stem cells to do with the umbilical cord. So we also want to talk about what stem cells are, how they work, and then we will move on to Colostem, and you'll be able to fit all the pieces of the puzzle together. I thought I would mention at this point, it's an interesting time in July, also to mention the celebration of the Cord Blood Awareness Month, that there have been 32 years of using this in the umbilical cord for stem cells, and a total of over 40,000 recorded blood transactions, and for 80 different conditions. So 80 different diseases have been treated using the umbilical cord blood for stem cells. And this leads me to kind of expand into, maybe people are saying, so what is a stem cell? Surprisingly, people have heard the term, but they don't really know what it means. So these are the original cells, often what we term immature cells, and also another term for it is an unspecialized cell. These are the cells that all other cells come from or stem from. Hence, that's where the word comes from. And a question is, what do stem cells do? Well, they're really responsible for the growth and repair of tissues and organs in the body. This is where the whole process takes place. For example, neurons, cartilage, heart, pancreas. Those are the sort of organs and tissues that stem cells rely on for their repair and growth. And there are very many different types. There's a wide variety of stem cells. And I'm going to run through a list of them so that you've got an idea of what the basics are, because this will form some really useful knowledge and expand your views on what stem cells are and the different names that are used for these stem cells. So we start with the first one, which is an embryonic stem cell. And this can be quite a controversial topic, actually, because it means the destruction of an embryo, so the end of a human life. So this is where most of the controversy arrives from when it comes to embryonic stem cells. We then move on to what we call induced pluripotent stem cells, and these are the stem cells that are made in a lab, and those cells can be developed into any other cell. We also have a commonly known cell called an adult stem cell, and also somatic. Somatic is another word for the adult stem cell. And this is probably the more widely known stem cell that everybody understands, and it's a bit misleading because it's not necessarily only in adults. Children and babies carry adult stem cells, so don't be misled that just adults carry it. These adult stem cells are the types of stem cells that you see circulating in the blood and in the bone marrow. And in the bone marrow, we further break it down into two names, I guess you can call it that, of hematopoietic home cells and mesenchymal stem cells. Then, of course, we move on to tissue-specific stem cells, those that you find in certain tissues like fat and muscle. And lastly, what we mentioned earlier on is the cord blood stem cell. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the names that are attached to certain types of stem cells. And the stem cells also have very, very unique properties. And one is they make copies of themselves. So think of it like a copier machine. It makes copies over and over and over again. It is self-renewing. So you'll see the words like renew, replenish, revitalize. All those words are associated to stem cells because that's their job. That's actually what they do. The other unique property, it has the ability to what we call differentiate into specialized cells. So they start off as an immature cell and then they move on to a specialized cell which has a very, very specific function in a specific place. So there are more than 250 specialized cells that make up your organs and tissues. So I find that quite interesting. And if one were to see a slide of what this looks like, remember that when a stem cell multiplies and divides, that's its job. When you multiply it into two, the one goes off to become a stem cell, and the other one is as a copy of the original stem cell. So it always has to make two. It divides into two. And we get the branch off going into a specialized cell, and of course it needs a copy to make the next two. So that's really how it works. So, and they also obviously serve as the body's natural repair mechanism to heal all cells. So it's a very, very interesting thing. And an additional sort of, let's call it unique factor, if we want to call it that, is there is no other cell in the body that can do what a stem cell does. And I'll also let you know more about some further unique properties, because I think these are really great to know when it comes to stem cells. So the division of the cells, as I mentioned earlier on, is a process called mitosis. And we would love to just share with you a small diagram so that you can see that, you know, how that actually works. It's a nice visual, and I'm sure that the team will put this together in a slide so you can actually see what it looks like in the stem cell. And here's a question. People say, do stem cells work? Well, what do you think? Of course they work, because if they didn't work, none of us would be here, right? So this is what enables you to regenerate the cells in your body and repair certain tissues and organs. And let's expand that a little bit more. So, you know, how do we know that they actually work? Well, what we have to look at is the capacity of that, especially when it comes to certain organs, and say, well, if you had to cut away half the liver, you know, what would happen to the liver? Well, remember, the liver is one of those organs that will grow itself back to its original condition. All right, so if we cut away 50% of the liver, you can regrow the liver and stop the liver at its full size as a result of the body's amazing capacity to use stem cells to repair that. If you cut yourself, for example, if you have a wound, how does that wound heal? By stem cells. These are the cells that get into the area and replace that tissue and renew it just like it would be. So the platelets in your blood, for example, those turn around into new platelets every 7 days. How amazing is that? every 7 days you get a new body of platelets. I think that's absolutely amazing. So do they work? Well, if we look a little bit deeper, we can see the value of how far the stem cell stretches to repair us. And this is all going on, by the way, without you even knowing. This is going on behind the scenes, and your body's in a constant state of repair. So moving on from here, we look at the scientific side of or anti-aging research, and we want to identify a few aspects when it comes to aging, because here's the important thing. Adult stem cells, the release rate from the bone marrow declines as we age. Some interesting facts here, that at the age of 35, you have already only 55% of your stem cells in your body. At the age of 50, you have 50% of your stem cells. So it's easy to remember. You know, at the age of 50, you've only got half your stem cells. And certainly at the age of 65, now think about this for a moment. At the age of 65, you only have 10% circulating stem cells. So one can imagine how obvious it would be to watch the body decline as we age due to having fewer and fewer stem cells circulating in the body. And remember that the number of stem cells and the potency of stem cells decline as we age. So they generally are not as strong as what they used to be. Right, some interesting facts, further interesting facts about stem cells, and this is something that I just happened to find out the other day listening to a cardiologist talk about what they do in stem cells and cardiology, and that the heart has the least amount of stem cells over and above all the other organs. It has the least capacity to regenerate itself, but it actually does. So all mammals also produce stem cells, and the 1 million plus stem cells transplants using bone marrow, peripheral blood, cord blood have been performed to date. 1 million plus transplants. I find that absolutely amazing. And the blood and immune forming cells can be used in the treatment of over 80 different diseases, including cancer, leukemia, for example, immune and metabolic disorders, sickle cell anemia. So this is where stem cells start to come into their own, is that they are an amazing source to be used. The body produces them and used in medicine and what we call regenerative medicine. This is where it's all going to. It's been a hype for a long time, and we can really see the value starting to develop. So let's talk a little bit further. We want to talk briefly about our incredible body that has the capacity to rejuvenate itself, and an adult body produces 300 billion new cells every single day. That's absolutely incredible. I love to know the facts and figures because it really makes one think about how this amazing machine that we have works without us even knowing about it. It goes on quietly doing its job and repairing all the cells. So where are these stem cells actually produced? Well, the thing is they're actually all around the body. They are performing many, many different functions. So you'll find stem cells in your organs, in your bone, in the blood. So they are everywhere. The bone marrow, incidentally, is one of the most common places because it has a fairly large abundance of stem cells in the bone marrow. And the question I guess we ask from here is, well, what next? What happens after we have the stem cells in our body? Well, they actually migrate to target areas, and then they differentiate into different cells. So they do their job, they heal and repair all the cells. So I guess the question is, so what's the bottom line? The bottom line is the more stem cells you actually have in your body, the better chance you have to be able to repair it. So it's leading to how do we get the body to produce more than what it actually does? So this is the question. Right, what are our options when it comes to increasing our stem cells? Well, one is what we call stem cell therapy. which is a very, very complicated and expensive process and normally done in hospital. But then we have nutritional stem cell therapy, where we're using nutraceuticals and specialized nutrition to improve the quantity and the quality of our stem cells. So, do they work? And interestingly, I was watching one of the professors from Keele University in the UK just a few nights ago talking about this very thing, because not many people understand the value and the power of nutrition in its ability to activate and generate more stem cells in the body. And she was doing an interesting study on Parkinson's disease, and showed by using two very, very strong minerals, two vitamins, vitamin D3, for example, and nicotinamide, showing just the use of those two had a considerable and a significant increase in the stem cells to the brain. So it just shows you, and this is clinical research, clinical studies actually showing the the evidence, so to speak. So we're not questioning whether they work anymore. We actually know that the strength and the power of nutraceuticals. So we want to move on to talk about our new revolutionary stem cell enhancement therapy, which is Colostem. What is Colostem and what do the studies show? Well, Colostem is a patented formulation which contains colostrum as its base, but it also has an added range of botanical extracts that optimize the production of stem cells in the body. And this is what makes this product so powerful. So of note that we'd like to mention, New Images had two very, very good and powerful clinical studies. One in particular was mentioned in the prestigious publication called the Bentham Open Journal in 2014. And this showed that the colostrum capsules actually double the number of stem cells released from the bone marrow. The other one that we want to talk about is in 2011, New Image actually initiated a research program to establish the effects of colostrum on its own in stem cell activity. And it showed a significant increase in stem cell activity just on the colostrum its own. But the question was, when we added the extra botanical extracts to the colostrum, there was a further increase in the activity on the stem cells. So what does that mean? It means the more stem cells you can get into the body, the better chance you have of the body being able to utilize that for its own repair and rejuvenation in the body. To me, that's absolutely essential. And it's showing now in clinical studies that this is possible. And if you compare this treatment to stem cell therapy in hospitals, I don't think there's even a comparison. So here we go. Two very, very important points here is showing how the stem cells were significantly improved in the bone marrow, and secondly, more in the circulation. And that's what we want to know. How do we get more into the bone marrow, and how do we get more into the circulation? So let's just talk very briefly about what's in the label, all right? Because I'm sure everybody wants to know, and those people that don't know the product would probably be saying, well, what are the botanical extracts? So these are all natural ingredients that have been put into Colostem, STEM for stem cells, and this is per each capsule. So you've got 200 milligrams of the colostrum powder, and then added to that, we've got skullcap root extract, which is 100 milligrams. We've got the date fruit extract, which is another 100 milligrams. We've got turmeric, and everybody knows turmeric. It's an incredibly powerful anti-inflammatory, and yeast extract, seaweed extract, and of course L-carnosine. And L-carnosine, if you look at the science and anti-aging, pops up everywhere. It's an amazing substance. So I've got to say that New Image, you have certainly done your work when it comes to putting together a powerful product, because it's the combination. This is often the important thing for me, is when you look at substances on their own and they show significance, but when you add them to others and the overall product becomes that much stronger just by adding carefully hand-picked extras that make the product that much more powerful, that's when I get excited, because nature is clever. It's clever to a point on its own, but it's even more clever when it's got help. So the added botanicals really, really beef up the product to make it an incredible and, as we said, revolutionary stem cell enhancement therapy. So I'd like to say thank you so much for New Image, for putting together such an amazing product that people benefit from. And we hope that we will see more and more studies coming out to show the true value and effectiveness of Colostem. And I'd like to thank you for my time as well. I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm very grateful to be able to share this information with everybody. And I hope it wasn't too fast, because if we had more time, we could go into more detail. But it's time for me to say cheers and wish you all well, and keep your immune system strong. Take care.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony. It's always great listening to you, and there was such valuable information there about our products. Thank you so much for all the support to our company here at New Image. So next up, we have our one-star bronze executive award, and which goes to none other than Pinky Morty. Congratulations to you, and well done.
Pinky Morty is a name synonymous to showbiz, arts and culture, and entertainment. But today, I'm taking you away from the glitz and glamour and going to give you a little story, my own life story, and how I'm associated with the miracle product and a company that's amazing and has taken me to a different level in life. My journey started 3 years ago with New Image. And I'm going to cut it very short, because 3 years is a long time for what I have been through. But I'm giving you the most important aspects that had occurred in my life. I was diagnosed with 4 arteries being blocked, and I needed an urgent heart operation 3 years back. But I think it was fate that introduced me to New Image. And believe me, that I did away with that heart operation. Somehow the doctors told me, listen, you are fine and you don't need the heart operation. But I knew deep down in my heart, it was all because of colostrum and Colostem, and obviously New Image. And thereafter, for the past 3 years, I haven't been on any of the medication, whether it was sugar tablets, cholesterol, pain, whatever it was. That's why I call colostrum and Colostem a real miracle product. And I haven't even been to a doctor for the past 3 years. This is why I feel colostrum is a product that everyone should take. And with my age, I'm 70 years old. And with that 70 years old, and with the work that I do, you need a lot of action, energy, and I must say colostrum has really boosted my immune system to the extent that I can cope with anything and everything. Thank you so much to Colostrum, New Image, and the people that's involved in this company. One important thing is, you may be thinking what I'm paying for these products. At the moment, I'm paying zero. Reason being, I have introduced this product to lots of people close to me and who work with me. And don't ask me how. I know I'm in manager or one step above manager's position, and I get my products free of charge. Do your research, and you'll know how you get that going. Thank you very much.
So next up, we've got some great testimonials coming to you from 2 amazing people in our network. The one is Mr. Denzel Claassen from Gauteng, who's recently joined our business. Denzel comes with 20 years of direct selling experience. And after him, we've got our very own Ruby executive, Vani. Take it away.
Hi, folk. My name is Denzel Claassen, and I'm very, very delighted and very excited today to bring to you a message of hope. A message that is brought to you today by a company called New Image International. And it's an organization that has changed many South Africans' lives and is busy doing that in my life too. But before we get there, let me tell you about myself. I've got 18 years of experience in the network marketing arena, But also currently I am the Business Development Executive for Utopia Institute, a learning and development organization. An organization, my dear friends, that deals with a lot of people. And here we're talking about the public sector or government. We are talking about individuals. We're talking about corporates. And we've seen how devastation has come about in people's lives when they lose their jobs, they get retrenched. And we've even seen how many people dies on a daily basis. But we've got hope because there is a solution. New Image, a 37-year plus company, is here in South Africa. And I'm very excited because it has struck a chord with me. I started this business in February, and I promise you in the first month I started earning. I took 2 months to go and do research further and find isn't there little issues that might be in the background that I'm not sure of before I refer other people. Needless to say, nothing of that happened. And then in the third month, I started bringing in representatives of distributors by the numbers. And people don't think twice. If you just share and care, they come on board. And it is an organization that is to be listed. It's got a sound track record in the business world. Great and powerful products. Products that is so powerful by boosting the immune system that it awakens within us the doctor that can sort out many issues of all and different chronic and other complications that you might have, including COVID-19, because that happened in my household. It has something for everyone. Firstly, you can start as a consumer by simply just using the products and see how your health would improve. Secondly, you can become a retailer. You use the products and you share your story with other people, and as they come in, you have a markup between the wholesale price and the retail price, and that can even pay for your products on a month-to-month basis. And thirdly, what I've done is I bought into full entrepreneurship by buying a position as a supervisor, and that's where you want to be. Now, you can be a supervisor by buying in at a certain number of product, or the alternative, you can generically grow your organization to that particular status. But all the same, you want to be a supervisor. Now, as an entrepreneur, there's a great and wonderful and a dynamic and exciting pathway, career pathway that you embark upon. The income is real, there's no doubt about it. And it's very rewarding. We have seen so many of the executives within the organization earn above average income. And you too can be there. And the executives we're talking about here, that's not the company executives that sits on the board. Or for that matter, my dear friends, it is people, ordinary people like you and I, that are entrepreneurs. Let's go on this pathway because it's real. My friends, let me leave you with the following. No selling or recruitment is required. So what is it that you must do? Sharing is caring. You use the product and you tell your story. That's so simple. Make sure you understand the supervisor position. If you can buy into it, and then from there on, develop and work at length, day by day, with those people that you bring into the business to also become supervisors. The rest is history. To become a manager and executive will be automated. There's no doubt about that. And then I want to conclude with the following. Simply venture out to beat your best and you beat the rest. That I want to repeat. Simply go out and beat your best. That means last month you do a little bit better this month. Next month a little bit better, and so on and so forth. And you will certainly beat the rest. You'll achieve all your goals and aspirations, and your financial opportunities will be rewarded. I want to conclude by saying to you, buyers are believers. That's why we don't sell nothing. People buy into it because they can see the need and they find the solution. I thank you very much for listening to me. God bless, and I wish you everything of the best on your journey as you become an entrepreneur or a retailer, or simply use the products as a consumer. God bless, and bye for now.
Hi, good evening. My name is Vani Inderjit, and I am a Ruby executive at the New Image company. I have lupus, and I was diagnosed with lupus 7 years ago. Lupus is an autoimmune disease that affects all your joints. You are exhausted, you are tired. I had lupus SLE, which damaged my liver. I had fluid around my heart muscle, and I was very, very, very swollen. So I was on 28 medication a day, most of them being Schedule 6 drugs. I was on methotrexate, is part of a chemo treatment, and I was on 15 methotrexate once a week. I was on plasmaquine, I was on prednisone, I was on Ferimad, I was on cilastaspirate. Oh my God, it just goes on. And so I was introduced to the cholesterol products by Dr. Warren van Zyl that came to my Lupus Foundation, and he did a demo on it. And I've been on a lot of natural products because the side effects of the drugs was like taking a bigger toll on my body. I was a size 48 after taking those 28 drugs. So can you imagine what I looked like? So I was lying on my bed waiting to actually die. My hubby used to give me a bath and help me with doing my housework and doing the cooking. So Dr. Warren van Zyl came into the Lupus Foundation and he did a presentation with the products. I was not interested in the products because I was on lots of other medication like Manatec, Zango, and I've taken normal natural like the ginger, the turmeric, the honey, and I've done all sorts of things and nothing seemed to have helped me. And a few weeks later, I met my friends from the Lupus Foundation, the lady that actually signed me up under her, and I saw the difference on them, and I phoned my hubby and I said, well, this product looks like it's going to work. So he says, well, if you need it, get it. And I'm on the products now for 2 years. And the products that I have taken to help me with my lupus was the cholesterol powder. It was 1.5 scoops of powder in 150 mLs of water. You actually give it a very good shake. Let it stand for at least 2 minutes, and then you have it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I normally used to have my breakfast 45 minutes later. And then I took the Colostem. It's 2 capsules that I used to take at night, half an hour before I go to bed. And actually, that's what the Colostem was actually there to help me with my rheumatoid arthritis, the swelling on my legs. It actually helped with the bones and the cartilage and the ligaments and got that back into place. It helped me with my liver. My liver was 50% damaged and it went back to 100%. The fluid in our heart muscle seemed to have dried up and it came back to normal. So the Colostem is actually a very good thing that helps with all the organs that we can't actually see the damage inside. But I can feel the difference. I feel good. I feel great after taking these products for 1 year and 9 months. I also took the Shape Up because for true, I was a 48 and I'm down to size 36. So well, yay to me. And I feel great. The Shape Up was something that gave me the food replacement. That was my lunch. And I had a lot of fruit and stuff. I also took the FiberMax that helped me to help my guts and all of that and helped me just with my stools because, you know, when you have lupus and you're on 28 medication a day, your bowels don't seem to be the bowels is not regular. So the FiberMax was there to help me with that. I am on the products now for 1 year, 9 months. Of all 28 medication, I'm back to normal. I'm driving back again. I do all my housework. And most importantly, I speak to people every single day that has different kinds of illness. And my aim out here now is to help and heal one person 1 day at a time. I also would like to thank my team members for helping me to achieve my Ruby status and my mentors, Lali, Prema, and Nari for guiding me through my journey with the business. And I actually earned quite out of this, and I mean being medically boarded and at home, and now I have an income from New Image that helps me to do all the things that I need to do. Thank you.
It's my honour to introduce our Young Eagles Club. There are 4 categories to our Young Eagles, and it's a very prestigious club because it recognises our personal development that we offer our members in our business here in New Image globally, actually, not just here in South Africa. We have 4 levels there. One is what we call a hatchling young eagle. It's a bit like when you watch an eagle on television, the mother's in the nest and the young baby's there watching. It wants to fly, but it doesn't know how to fly yet. So that's pretty much what we do with our people in New Image. We help them to take the leap of faith and to start flying like an eagle. So our first level is a hatchling young eagle. Obviously just looking out from the nest. A fledgling young eagle, when it walks to the side of the cliff and looks down and thinks, can I really take this leap of faith and start flying? And the next level up is what we call a winged young eagle. Obviously that's when it's taken the leap of faith, it's leapt over the cliff and it's starting to learn how to fly. And the highest level of young eagle recognition we have is what we call a grand young eagle. And I wear this badge on here because that's the highest level. And I'm very privileged around the world in New Image because I was the very first young eagle in the whole world. So if I can take that leap of faith and I can be here with you in South Africa, you can be anywhere where you want to be in the world as well. So we've got a little quotation here which means a lot to me and means a lot to many people around the world. It talks about the difference between the oyster and the eagle. And it goes like this. When God made the oyster, he guaranteed him absolute economical and social security. He built the oyster a house and a shell to protect him from his enemies. When hungry, the oyster simply opens his shell and food rushes in. And for him, he has no worries. He doesn't fight anyone. He's not going anywhere. But when God made the eagle, he gave him the sky as his domain. The eagle then nested on the highest crag, where the storms threaten every day. For food, he flies through miles and miles of rain, snow and sleet, and wind. He screams his defiance at the elements and goes about his own business, building his own life. When aroused, he's a vicious foe for his enemies. The eagle, not the oyster, is the symbol of achievement. The Young Eagles Club is obviously a very prestigious club around the world to be nominated into. And on Tuesday the 10th of August, we'll be nominating and announcing and recognising all the new Young Eagles in South Africa. Our next speaker is our new International Marketing and Sales Director, who originally comes from Korea, but now living in Sydney, Australia. His name is Mr. Paul Yoon. Please give him a big warm welcome.
Hey Team South Africa, this is Paul, your International Sales and Marketing Manager. Before I get started, I want to say a big thanks to the leadership team of South Africa for giving me the opportunity to have a chat to you today. And what I'm going to speak to you today about is 5 key strategies to increase retention. I put that as a topic only because on the flyer promoting the event, that was the name of the topic that said that I'm going to be covering. But what I'm going to present to you today is really just the one strategy, right? Just the one strategy. And in my view, the best retention strategy in the world is one that requires no extra effort by you, right? By the time I'm done with this presentation, hopefully I would have had demonstrated what I mean by this. The first place that I want to start at is this, right? That New Image is the best company to deliver results. We have great products, of course. I should have put the best products in the world, right? Great products in the center. And there are 4 other circles, 4 more things, along with many other things that we bring to the marketplace that really delivers results for the customers. So we offer personal coaching, nutrition education, personal development, plus a supportive community, right? In this day and age, great products alone don't deliver the results. This is why, we are one of the best companies in the world. And the more that we can understand this and make sure that our downlines and our team understand this, we'll be in a better position to retain more people, because we'll get the customers in the right way and we'll get them to see the value that we bring to the marketplace is not just the products, but the whole program, everything that we offer to the marketplace. Once we understand that, We also need to understand this part. Consumer segmentation is really about talking to the right audience in their language about the things that they care about, right? There's obviously a lot of types of people in the world. There are, billions of people, and everybody's different. Right now, we probably talk the same to a lot of different people. So what I want to invite everybody listening to this recording is that we need to start to talk to the right audience in their language about the things that they care about. So I've just put the 4 buckets here, right? We might get more intelligent in the future, but I believe this is a good place for us to start. So what I'm talking about is that within the people that we deal with currently, there are people who are interested in healthy aging, people who are sort of in the young and active bracket, people that are well-being focused, and people that are diet focused. And what I'm almost challenging for us to do is not talk to the diet focused people about immunity, right? Let's talk to the diet focused people about losing weight. Once we've lost some weight for them, then let's talk to them about immunity and everything else as well, right? That's just one example, but let's just think about who are we talking to? Are we speaking their language? And are we saying something, or are we talking to them about the things that they care about, right? It's almost putting the customer first approach back into the business. Well, not back into the business, more into the business, right? Because we're always about customer first. And the second thing that I want all of us to think about is having a look at our member base, right? It could be your downlines or the people that you're working with within New Image, the New Image community. There are really about 3 types of members, right? We have consumers within our member base, right? They love the product, right? Not really interested in the business. Then we've got the part-time business owners, right? They might have a full-time job or a part-time job, and really running their New Image business as a part-time business. Then we've got the full-time business builders as well. These guys are like the Elon Musk of our company, right? The people who accept failures, can-do attitude, and they're going to succeed no matter what, right? So when we have these types of people, we need to treat these guys a little bit differently as well. We don't want to be talking to the consumers, the product lovers, about all this business stuff, right? And we don't want to be talking to the full-time business builders about all this product stuff. We need to sort of understand who our people are and treat them and respect them for who they are, and treat them according to their needs and who they really are, right? And this sort of demonstrates the upgrading that happens within our business if we get it right. If we get the consumers, if we get enough happy customers and fill up the top bucket there, the bucket's going to start to overflow, right? So when the consumers bucket is so full and the happy customers starting to overflow, we have a part-time business owner bucket that's a little bit bigger than the consumer bucket to catch all of them, right? So then we keep filling the top. We keep filling the consumers, happy customers into the first bucket. It keeps overflowing. And then the part-time business owners bucket, it keeps overflowing. And then we've got the biggest bucket of all, the full-time business builders right at the bottom, to capture everybody as we help them upgrade from being a consumer to part-time business owner into becoming a full-time business builder, right? And once we understand the different types of members that exist within our organization, we need to deliver the right message to the right audience at the right time, right? We can't say the same thing to everybody, right? So what we really want to do is talk to the consumers, the people, the product lovers that are within our member base. We don't want to necessarily talk to them always about leadership training and make them feel bad for not jumping on a training call where the CEO was talking about the future of our business, right? The consumers don't really care about that. The more we can talk to the consumers about the things that they care about, we have a better shot at upgrading those consumers to become part-time business owners. And the more we can respect the part-time business owners and realize and understand that, you know, they're not in it like full-time basis right now, and the more we can respect that, the more chance we're going to have to upgrade them from being a part-time business owner into becoming a full-time business builder. And for the full-time business builders, they just want the truth. They just want the brutal facts, right? We don't need to beat around the bush with them. So understanding that we have the right message for the right audience, and we have to approach them at the right time too. So talking to the consumers, we can't always talk to them about upgrading them. We can't always talk to them about becoming a part-time business owner, right? We probably need to talk to them, you know, 80% of the time about the things that they want to talk about. But maybe once in a while, we hit them with some messaging, or it could be, you know, catching up with them, having a chat to them about, you know, becoming a business owner or a full-time business builder, right? So there's timing is important as well as the message. So I guess what I've demonstrated or what I've tried to show today is that if we can understand that we offer the marketplace more than just the products, and if we can treat the consumers for who they are, and if we can talk to the different individuals in the way that they want to be communicated to, and then helping them along the journey of becoming a business builder, you know, over time, you know, obviously there's going to be people who jump into the business and want to become a business builder from day one. We love them. But at the same time, people who love our products, that are not interested in doing the business, we love them too, right? So as we get smarter, as we get more respectful, as we understand our customers and our members better, we can start to treat them the way that they want to be treated. And from then, you know, from there, we can continue to build our business. And if we have a very happy, good, and I guess a cycle that's very positive for everybody, you know, we will never have to worry about retaining anybody. So with all that said, I've got a few points that I want to leave you with, right? First is that happy customer is the best business strategy ever created, right? We will never fail. You will never fail if you're surrounded by happy customers. So the way that we operate, the way we introduce people to our business, the way we look after our customers need to be done in a way that represents who we are, who New Image is about, right? We want to treat everybody in the best possible manner. And because we have the advantage of having, you know, personal connection, we can literally be the only person in the world that understands them. And when I say to be the only person, the only business, because you are a business, right? So think of all these other companies. They have no shot at understanding your customers, but we can be the only business in the world that understands our customers deeply, right? If we can nail that, we will never have to worry about retention. And the last point that I want to leave with you is that happy distributors in your team leads to happy customers. If your distributors are not happy, then you're not going to have happy customers, right? So we are a distributor first company. We must make sure that our distributors are happy, right? And I'm not talking just you know, let's all become yes people and just say yes to keep them happy. That's not what I'm saying. Let's support them better. Let's you know, hug them when we need to. Let's almost smash them when we have to. But if we have happy distributors, we're going to have happy customers. And when we have happy customers, the future of your New Image business is always going to be unbelievable. And it happens in that order. A happy customer does not make your distributor happy. Happy distributors gets more happy customers, right? So this is the first slide that I started with. The best retention strategy in the world is one that requires no extra effort by you. The reason why I started with this and the reason why I'm ending with this is that, you know, I'm sure you've felt this in your lifetime. When something is effortless, it's easy to do, then you enjoy doing it. If you enjoy doing something, over time you get good at it. It's a very nice cycle, right? Sometimes it's not easy to, if you're always trying to keep the people that want to leave, right? That's tiring. So rather than trying to keep the people that are sort of ready to leave, let's make sure that they don't get to a spot where they start thinking about leaving. I'm not so good at explaining this probably, so I hope this is making you know, a little bit of sense. So I guess in summarizing everything that I've said, what I wanna challenge everybody listening to this recording right now in South Africa is, let's really focus on who we are, what we stand for, what our mission is, right? Let's not be shy in letting the customers feel who we are, because as soon as they connect with us, and they see that we can understand them much better than any other company, there's no way a customer will not fall in love with you, and there's no way that anybody will want to leave us, right? And if that's the way that we are developing our business, I believe we don't need to worry about retaining people, because they themselves will just retain themselves, right? So that's basically a thought that I want to leave you with, right? With all of that said, you know, this is a South Africa event, and I hear that you know, unfortunately you guys are having a virtual event this time around, but you know, I almost want to make you a promise that within who knows how long, right? 3 to 5 years. I'm going to say 3 to 5 years. We're going to have 50,000 new image independent members in one room. 50,000, right? Because the growth that we're experiencing currently is just explosive, and it's only going to get, our business is only going to get bigger and bigger. There's going to be 50,000 people in one room, and we're going to be celebrating all the successes that not only you have achieved, but your downlines achieved, but as a country, you have achieved. And I look forward to seeing a lot of you waving the South African flag when 50,000 of us get together at one venue for an incredible evening that's physical, not virtual. I love the virtual stuff, but also love the physical stuff. And I really look forward to celebrating your success that you're going to experience in the next 18 months. With that, I want to say a huge congratulations to everybody that's been recognized. And I want to thank you again for listening. And I want to thank the leadership again for giving me this opportunity. Have a nice event, and I look forward to catching up with you soon.
A big shout out to all the members watching from around the world. First of all, from the UK, Pat and Jay Naidu, our diamonds over there, and our top income earners from right here in South Africa, but currently in the UK. Selena from right here in KZN. Evelyn from KZN. Dr. Garth Roberts from Spain. Man, that's a powerful one. On holiday over there in Spain. Richard, our country manager from Nigeria. From the Philippines, and the rest of our global audience. It's great to have you watching in, and observing what's happening here and watching all the fantastic recognition that we're giving out today. And also a big shout out to all our global watchers. People, our members from the Philippines, our members from Vietnam, our members from Taiwan, our members from Malaysia, our members from New Zealand, our members from anywhere, all those countries around the world where we operate. And even the Australians were probably watching in, right? So thank you for tuning into our 19th South African Royalty Convention. It's been a pleasure having you online. We have a life-changing testimonial here because our products are the foundation of our business. If people don't experience a benefit health-wise from our product, we really don't have a business. But we have got a big business, right? And it's growing exponentially around the world. So the first testimonial I'd like to share with you is Lali, or Lakshmi Naidu, from right here in Durban. The second one is Shamima Sidat from Gauteng.
Hello everybody, my name is Lolly Naidu, I'm from South Africa. I was diagnosed with lupus. That's SLE, that's inflammation of the blood. Also, together with rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, vasculitis of the brain, cervical spondylosis, and Raynaud syndrome. My rheumatologist had put me on 18 chronic medication. And the chronic medication, as you know, we all got side effects. So I've taken this for 2.5 years, and it has helped me, but it has given me side effects because of your leaky gut, everything else happens. So eventually, I got tired of taking this chronic medication, and I was introduced to this lovely product, Alpha Lipid Lifeline. I'm on Alpha Lipid Lifeline now for 2.5 years, and it has helped me to an extent where I have now weaned myself off my 18 chronic medication. Together with this year, I've introduced the Colostem and the Imufort. I've been taking this now, like I said, 2.5 years, and many people that seen me had asked me what I have taken. So I told them I've been taking Alpha Lipid Lifeline, and everybody wanted to use Alpha Lipid Lifeline. At that stage, I was doing it as an awareness and trying to get my body back in parallel. And as time progressed, the Alpha Lipid Lifeline became so popular amongst my friends and my family, so everybody wanted me to distribute this to them. So I became a supervisor with New Image, and I've skipped this rep part and I took into the supervisor part. And now, I am now an executive in New Image. Just to tell you a little bit more about Alpha Lipid Lifeline, lots of people have leaky gut. Leaky gut is known like a tea strainer, where illnesses infiltrate into the bloodstream. And what this lovely product does, it seals your gut and it protects from further illnesses infiltrating into the bloodstream. Also, together with the Lifeline, Alpha Lipid Lifeline, you need to change your lifestyle a little bit. I've cut down my carbs, I've cut down my sugars, I did more meditation, I walk on beach walks, I drink more healthy, I drink more water, 2 liters a day, and I even saved myself a knee replacement with this lovely product because this is what it has done for me. And I also lost 2 dress sizes. I now can do ballroom dancing, and I can drive my car and take my grandchildren wherever I want to go. All I want to say to you, if this has helped you in any way, please help one person, whether it's your family or friend or neighbor. Try to get them back on track. Today I would like to say to you very strongly, thank you, New Image. You have given me a new lease of life. And also, I now do not sell white gold. I promote white gold and colostrum together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shamima. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. Today I'd like to tell you a bit about myself and the use of colostrum and a bit on the business side with New Image International. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to Graham Clegg for a wonderful product, and thank you for Almighty for allowing him to share the product with us. It's a life-changing product. It has really changed my life drastically. In 2005 or prior to that, I've been having plenty health problems, countless health issues. I used to have blood pressure over 220 over 190, a near hospital case, or rather I was in hospital twice for a near stroke. I was on Nexium and I was on 15 other pearls from malabsorption of nutrients. I couldn't absorb no vitamins, no minerals, no electrolytes. I could barely walk much. I couldn't do anything. I had 5 minutes of work and I used to be very tired. I had to resign as a manager from a hotel in 2018 May, and from 2018 May right up to June I was unemployed. I am a researcher for 35 years in alternative remedies, and I did come across colostrum but wasn't so interested in it. I suppose it wasn't it was a new image health science colostrum. So anyway, I then eventually came across Bernice Reader. She messaged me one day to tell me, you know, after I lamented on Facebook on one of my groups, you know, about I can help everybody with a remedy from the kitchen, but I couldn't help myself. And Bernice contacted me and said, you know what, why don't you try colostrum? You've tried everything else, try this, and once you know where you are with it, you can always say, you know what, I've tried it. It hasn't done anything for me. Because I told her I've spent a lot of money from 2005 and I can't go on like this. My problem started after a doctor perforated my colon and left me as an invalid. I had a 50-50 chance of survival. I had a 12-hour operation to save my life, and unfortunately it left me with half a colon, 3/4 of my liver was rotten, and kidney issues, major kidney issues. And I literally was an invalid for a year. I had a nurse with me for 24/7. Physically used to give me baths, used to feed me. I couldn't lift my hand to my mouth to feed myself, and that was for 1 year. End result is I was attached to a colostomy bag for 1 solid year, and obviously having a colostomy bag, I couldn't go out. I became a recluse. I was literally living in my home, not seeing anybody, not really going out much. And if I did go out, I was more in the ladies' room than anything, because that was my life. I had diarrhea 15 times a day. Blood pressure was skyrocketing every now and then. Near stroke patient, blood sugar, neuropathy. Countless, you name the illness and I had it. I've tried every product under the sun and unfortunately nothing helped me. And with colostrum, I found within 5 days the cramps I was having in my fingers went away, no cramps. Spasms in my legs were terrible, and that too has gone totally. The diarrhea that I had 15 times a day has gone down to 5 times a day. So I have drastically changed my health to 80%, much more better. On the business side of it, I am now earning a living. I can obviously do much more for myself and my family. I can pay rent, I can pay my water and lights, I can do so much more. I can look after myself. I don't have to worry of where my next day's bread is going to be coming from. Basically, life has changed quite a bit for myself and my family. It has helped me a lot. All in all, on the business side of it, I literally do business from home. I don't go out at all. I don't drive. My goal is to one day have a car, or rather to be chauffeur driven, because that's where I would like to see myself, because I don't know if I will be able to drive, because I'm heavy on the feet. So yeah, I love speed. So I think I need to buy me a home, and that is where New Image is going to come in and help me. I need to buy me a car. New Image is going to do that for me. By the way, all my business is done from this very same couch that I'm sitting on. I do everything from my phone. I don't go out. I don't meet people. I haven't seen the outside, and I'm sure if I do go out and I meet people, I will, be much more of a success in my business. It's not that I don't want to go out. It's just that not having a car, I use my phone for all my business. Everything since 2019 right up to today has been done on my phone, with meager amount of facilities. And yes, I'm a success. I am now, I'm trying to go for Ruby. I will grow up to maybe higher than that. The sky's the limit. I saw like the eagle that is our mascot, and yes, I am going to go there. I've got a wonderful group that helps me a lot. I've got a wonderful mentor in my upline, and thank you so much. My life has changed a lot. Colostrum has changed me tremendously. I am on colostrum and a few other different products. I don't think I will ever stop it. I'm taking it now for solid 2 years. This month is my anniversary. I'm 2 years old in the business, and I have grown. I have literally grown a lot. If I can do it from my couch, I don't think, and I've seen a lot of problems. I've had a lot of problems in the past 2 years. I've lost my son last year, March. It did not deter me. It actually helped me to cope. Colostrum, I lost my baby at the age of 35. But it colostrum made me go on. Almighty God has helped me. I've gone very far. And I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to Grammy. Thank you to everyone that helped me with my business. I'm doing great. Thanks to Almighty and thanks to everybody else.
Wow, thank you, Shamima. That was a fantastic testimonial. Always great to hear from executives and people that have done well. Next up, in our next category of awards, we've got the Royalty Club for the Blue Sash Achievers. First up, we've got Shima Rampasat. Then we've got Dr. Kurasi Pillay, Johannes Skuman, Shamima Sidat, Dr. Stefan and Ian Skuman, Vanian Amar, Lakshmi Naidu, Dr. Treslin Sabadu. Congratulations and well done to each and every one of you. Next up, we have our Red Sash qualifiers, and they are Bernice Reeder, Nilmala Naidu. Well done to the both of you and congratulations on your achievement.
It's my pleasure to announce the Gold Sash qualifiers for our 19th Royalty Convention. First up is Dr. Warren Van Zyl, with a check here, you see, $32,786, a part-time business. Next up is our Emerald Executive, Hansi Neriduki, with a check of $36,187. Next up is Diamond Executive, Dr. Garth Roberts from Cape Town, with a check of 40,121 rands. Finally, our first diamonds in South Africa here and our first Hall of Fame members, Diamond Executives Patiba and Jay Naidu, with a check of 92,206 rands. That's fantastic. Congratulations to all the Gold Sash qualifiers.
Hi, I'm back again. So firstly, let me congratulate all the royalty achievers that have just been announced. I guess this is the moment you will have all been waiting for. Will there be a crowning ceremony to top the awards off? Has there been a leader that achieved the published qualification criteria? So using my chairman's prerogative, even though this member wasn't the highest royalty volume achiever, they developed the only new royalty qualifier in the past 8 months in South Africa. It is therefore my pleasure to announce that the Queen of the 19th South African royalty is Bernice Reeder. Please join me in congratulating her for setting an example and building structure in her network.
Next up, we have one of our very own doctors again, Dr. Kurasi Pillay, who's going to be taking you through some of our products and how they can help assist you and better your health and your immune system. So take it away, Dr. Kurasi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending our 19th Royalty New Image International. So, on my last talk with Mr. Chris Perry, one of the things that was mentioned was all these 900 different viruses. So that was very significant, especially with the conversation that we were having based on the immune support and bulletproofing the immune system. So this is significant because especially with everything that's going on with coronavirus, every other virus that there is, the essential part is that our new image range has the most amazing and significant products when it comes to immune support. So prevention and recovery of the human body is based a lot on how the immune system is working and the vitality of the immune system. So when we talk about vitality of the immune system, I'm referring to how your body is fighting and when it's fighting and if it's able to recognize that it's supposed to be fighting at that point. That describes in a few words vitality of the immune system. So Chris was very, very specific when he mentioned that in one of the testings that was done, there was 900 different viruses and all of them have names. So all of the names to come, our immune support oral range of products takes care of all of that. This significant thought process of the immune system goes back some 37 years when our New Image International chairman, Mr. Graham Clegg, brought about, so he identified and started to implement the colostrum range. And implementing this 37 years ago tells you the caliber as well as the pedigree of the entire company. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a history. Just listen out and you'll understand where the why comes in as to why I recommend the immune support product range or products from the New Image International range. Mankind is being riddled by virus, bacteria, and fungus. It has become an absolute foe to us, and it's something that we're battling in the recovery process of this because microbes, pathogens, viruses, or bacteria cannot be defeated. Don't wait for a dire crisis to happen. And when I say a dire crisis to happen, for one to identify that there is a microbial apocalypse happening, there is also the antibiotic resistance apocalypse happening. This is why I say don't wait for a dire crisis in that aspect to happen. And when I say that aspect, if you consider something like a hospital scenario, you've had an operation, you survived the operation, now you have the aftermath of laying in bed and you have infection after infection after infection, and the body isn't able to take care of this because it has now found that every antibiotic is resistant to your system. So infection after infection, you're not able to recover, where usually this would have been a general scenario, operation, get onto antibiotics and you are sorted out. And the reason that I talk about antibiotics, in the 1920s, Mr. Alexander Fleming, that discovered the commonly known antibiotic, which is known as penicillin, was one of the first line therapies when it came to something life-saving. And note I say life-saving, and not just the common use of an antibiotic. And when this happened, he stated in the 1920s that an ignorant man using low doses of an antibiotic will eventually lead to the antibiotic becoming resistant. This was not just identified but predicted back in the 1920s. So in the 1920s, it literally was used as life-saving. Fast forward to the 1940s, and you have every single person being given over-the-counter an antibiotic. And this led within a year to become resistant to the penicillin antibiotic. Within a matter of 10 years, it became so widespread that every person had now become resistant to the antibiotic. The reason that I give you this history, you'll understand the why as to why I recommend the New Image products. An antibiotic is the only drug, and listen out carefully when I talk about this part. It's the only drug, when taken, your body becomes resistant, but not just the resistance part of it. You pass on the antibiotic resistance to somebody that hasn't used the antibiotic. So this is why we always talk about don't overuse or misuse an antibiotic at just any whim and fancy. This global misuse of the antibiotics has created the superbug or the microbial apocalypse, as well as the antibiotic resistance apocalypse. Okay, so now you're going to see the why. Why do I recommend the New Image range of colostrum-based immune support products? So the Alpha Lipid Lifeline colostrum is made from cattle that are allowed to free roam. They are free of antibiotics, free of pesticides, and they are not given, legislation says in New Zealand that they aren't allowed to be given any hormonal therapy. This is essential because we're getting the organic greatest benefit of the colostrum. Your Alpha Lipid Lifeline, the next why, and why I recommend the products, they flash pasteurized at for only 15 seconds and at a temperature of 72 degrees Celsius. This 15 seconds allows for all of the microbia or the virus or the pathogens to be killed, but still keeping intact the good benefits of what colostrum is supposed to be giving. So its bioavailability and bioactivity of the colostrum powder is still intact. They are low dry heated and only for a short period. And this low dry heating allows for that intact of the molecules. The alpha lipid trademark, which is every particle is coated with a fat molecule, this is one of the biggest wins as to why the products outnumber everything else on the market. This trademark allows for not just it being water soluble as well as fat soluble. The water soluble allows for immediate absorption of the product, and the fat soluble coating of the alpha lipid trademark allows for prolonged absorption, meaning you're allowing greater dispersion and greater absorption of the product. Are programmed to change its nature, to mutate, and to protect itself. That is its reinforcement. That's its strategy to allow its continuation. If it's a good bacteria, that we like. But when it comes to bad bacteria, that is something that is overpowering and allowing the reinforcement for bad bacteria to continue. This is where reinforcements and BACA comes in to the next why when I talk about the further range of the colostrum products. And the reason that I say this is not one cow, but a whole herd of cows that are allowed to freely roam. This is where your antibodies or your immunoglobulins are derived from. So we're getting the aspect of down with your bad microbial action, and we start off with the bulletproofing, with increasing and allowing the immune system to get into fight mode. And fight mode means that your immunoglobulins from Immufort, one of our first line treatment products or neutralizing of your bad bacteria and your fungus, allows for the body to now get into its natural state of immunity. So with the preformed antibodies in Immufort, this allows recognition of any virus, bacteria, or fungus, and anything that's foreign that comes into the system. With your bulletproofing of the system coming from our New Zealand-based cows, one of the things that the cows do is they roam about in grass-fed pasture, and they now get soil-based organisms. And these soil-based organisms is something that was actually picked up where the antibodies of coronavirus was found from these cows. So they don't present symptom-wise in cows, but to humans, coronavirus is, a virulent thing or something that goes so rapidly. So we already have these preformed antibodies that now allows for neutralizing of the bacteria. Remember earlier on I said, depending on the vitality of the immune system, this now says to the body how quickly it recognizes Immufort getting into the system and neutralizing virus, bacteria, or fungus. Your antibodies that we have should become your first line travel insurance if it hasn't already. And the reason that I say that, by having something that is immediate and at your disposal, we have the first line therapy of neutralizing virus, bacteria, and fungus. So if you backtrack a little bit, bacteria, I said, were programmed from 3.5 billion years ago to mutate. That's its nature. That's what it knows what to do. Fast forward to the 1920s, we have the antibiotic, that penicillin, that was introduced into helping to be life-saving to our community. Fast forward to the 1940s, where the misuse or overuse began. And this is what began the whole catastrophe of the immune system, or not being able to fight so much because of antibiotics resistance. So if you fast forward now to 1984, where our New Image International range of products was identified, and now brought into the market, this catapulted us by giving us a springboard action to now get the system into fighting mode, now promote this and not be so susceptible to virus, bacteria or fungus. Why is this important? Fast forward to 2021, and if you look at the catastrophe that's now happening, our bodies or antibiotics have become so resistant that your microbia are now infiltrating everything. Why is this essential? Again, the why and why I recommend the New Image range of products. If you think about a life-saving antibiotic now becoming resistant to the system, I believe that colostrum can now be the new game changer in allowing resistance to not be so far going and far moving, because we have catapulted the immune system into now doing its own fighting. And why can we do this own fighting? It was given to us by nature. It's part of science. Antibodies, colostrum, it's what was given to us as our first line therapy. Colostrum. For everyone, every day. Guys, I see some amazing comments that are coming up. Thank you very much for all of that. A huge shout out to Devi from Pretoria. Thank you for your messages. I see a brilliant question that I love here. So I'm just going to read out the question and then I'm going to answer this one for you. So there's two really, really great questions. What do I think the key ingredients in the New Image range is that boosts the immune system? So earlier on in my talk, I spoke about the antibodies or the immunoglobulins. So just to elaborate a little bit further on that, Immufort has the most significant amount of immunoglobulin G or antibodies, a whole 40% of IgG that's in there. So these immunoglobulins work on a lock and key mechanism or a Pac-Man mechanism. It literally goes up and it starts to neutralize anything that's virus. So that's a key part to all of this, because when the immune system can recognize virus, bacteria or fungus at a greater rate, your eating up or Pac-Man mechanism works so much better. In saying this, your 40% of immunoglobulins or IgG or antibodies that are in Immufort, 0.2 grams of those antibodies are actually absorbed in the mouth. This is one of the whys that I forgot to tell you about earlier on. This is really significant because that delivery mechanism allows for your body to break down those antibodies. So I'm going to elaborate on that further. When you take those tablets, it's always asked to either chew it or leave it on the tongue, and the dispersal method of that is absolutely amazing. Your enzymes in the mouth slowly start to break down these antibodies or immunoglobulins. And once this absorption rate starts off in the mucal membrane or in the mouth, your absorption is so significant that these 0.2 grams, and if you think about 0.2 grams in terms of antibodies being absorbed by the body, that is a mega boost of immunity to the system immediately of pre-formed antibodies. So thank you for that question. That was a super one. I loved that. Next question. What would you recommend to individuals with the COVID pandemic from our New Image range of products? So that is a no-brainer, a complete game changer. Alpha Lipid Lifeline Colostrum, your first starting point. Give your body the immunity, increase your energy levels, bring down your inflammation. Super, super product when it comes to COVID. And the reason that we say this, your antibodies puts your system into a state where it can be used as prevention. So especially now when we're all looking for preventative mechanisms, the prevention part of this means that you can prevent yourself from getting the virus. We're talking about coronavirus. Remember, any named one. Earlier on, I spoke about the 900 different types that there is. There's a lot more to come, but don't fear. We have your antibodies. The next part of the recovery during COVID is whilst you're in the infective state. Here, we also help with the recovery phase, meaning if your symptoms were going to last 10 to 15 days, we now shorten that period and allow for the infective rate to not attack the body so great. Also, post-recovery. So in other words, you've had the virus, you didn't have the beauty and the privilege of taking our products whilst in the virus. The post-recovery, absolutely amazing, because this ignites your system into fighting mode. Thank you, guys. So I just want to say a shout out to everybody that listened in today. Thank you so much for attending our 19th New Image Royalty Convention. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the great comments. Signing off, I am Dr. Karasi. And by the way, Rod Taylor said the other day that 74% of our market is being monopolized by females. So I was the only female to be on the panel of all of the guys. So next time round, we're going to be changing that to a higher percentage. Thank you very much for listening in.
So we want to take you through our impending events and the calendar for the month. So on the screen right now is our calendar for July and what we have lined up for you. We've got a fun-filled month. Every Monday, every Thursday, we have a presentation with our director, our regional director, Mr. Chris Perry himself. I'll be showcasing a new event that's happening every Wednesday. It's for half an hour only. It's called the Power Half Hour, and that will be done by me. It involves a little bit of training for each session just to help you a little bit on how to grow your business and succeed, right? And on the weekends, we've got our doctor's talks, which are happening every weekend. You can catch that live on Facebook. And next up, we've got some exciting news, right? So we've got a members prize draw and we've got a guest prize draw. So how do you enter for this? Well, you already have entered for this. All you needed to do was register for this very same royalty, attend the royalty, right, for the members. And what you need to do is you need to upgrade your status. So if you are a representative, to become a supervisor, supervisor to manager, manager to executive, right? And if you are an executive, you need to improve and grow to a highest paid rank further than that, and you qualify for a members prize draw. And for the guests, we will also be doing a prize draw for you on the 10th of August on Green Tea with Chris. So how do you enter as well? Well, you've already partially entered. You need to register for this royalty, attend this royalty, and your name could be drawn on the 10th by our regional director, and you stand a chance of winning a first prize, which is a 2-week weight loss program valued at about 3,000 Rand. Second prize is an immune boosting pack. The third prize is a beauty pack. And for the members, we have a grand prize of a weekend getaway valued at 3,500 Rand. So make sure you join us on the 10th of August to find out if you're the lucky one. Okay, so our specials for this royalty. We've got a great immune boosting pack, which we've extended the date for up until the end of the month. So grab one of those, protect yourself and your families. We've also got another immune boosting pack, which is the Amufort, the Cola Stem, and you get with that a box of sachets at 50% less. And as always, we have the 6+1. Now, as your network development manager, it's only limited to one per person. I'm going to get tons of calls. We can only allow you to buy one per person. But that special is out, so grab it. It's valid until the 18th of July, so get your 6 products. What we then do is we take the total amount of PV of those products, we divide them by 6 and get an average PV. We then can let you choose a product for that value. So it's really exciting to have all you guys online with us today, live here at the 19th Annual Royalty. So we want you to blow up the chat box, right? We love it when you talk to us. So pop in your comments there about the show and what you guys think about the products at New Image. If you're a guest, let us know what your thoughts are on the products and how excited you are and when you'll be joining our business, right? We just want to send a shout out to all our executives in the business. Thank you so much for all the hard work you've done, for your commitment and your passion towards the business and the products. We'd also like to thank all our managers, supervisors, all our representatives, distributors, whoever you are. If you're part of the New Image family, thank you so much. Hit us up on the chat box.
Thank you for joining us for the 19th Royalty Convention, South Africa. A special thank you to everyone who has made today possible. Thank you for attending. Remember, you could be a winner of one of our amazing prize giveaways. Make sure you join us on the 10th of August with Green Tea with Chris to see if you're a lucky prize winner. We look forward to having you part of the New Image family.